afternoon, everyone. It is truly a pleasure to be with leaders who care so deeply about educational equity, service, and strengthening our civic community. I was asked to share how my ethical standards play a role in promoting equity for girls and women. I would like to start in gratitude to all of you for this recognition, and humility for all the women who walk alongside me in this path toward gender justice. Planting trees they will never sit under. I want to begin with a hard truth. We're building the gender justice movement on the backs of overworked and underpaid women. Heroes in silence, attacked for their beliefs and their work to defend, protect women. I've been told way too many times, we spend more time proving we deserve funding than actually serving women. And with that intentional listening, I realized something uncomfortable. I am sitting on the side of power. And ethics, when you're on the side of power, is not neutral. Ethics is political. Because every decision about resources, policy, voice, and access either reinforces inequity or disrupts it. In Puerto Rico, we lose too many women in the hands of machista violence. Those deaths don't happen in isolation. They happen in a system that underfunds prevention, minimalizes violence, and places the burden of survival on women themselves. So when we talk about ethical standards, I am not talking about policies in a binder. I'm talking about questions like, who do we believe? Who do we fund? Who do we protect? And who do we make wait? Ethical leadership in the work of equity means recognizing that neutrality favors the status quo, and the status quo has never been equitable for girls and women. As a leader in philanthropy, I've had to confront my own responsibility in systems that were not designed for justice. It is easier to fund what's visible. It is easier to support organizations that already have infrastructure. It is easier to avoid controversial issues. But equity demands discomfort. It demands that we fund small, community-based women's organizations, the women who serve as first responders, and work intentionally to protect our freedoms. It demands that we name gender-based violence as structural, not individual. It demands that we say clearly that economic inequality, lack of reproductive autonomy, underrepresentation in leadership are not accidents. They are outcomes of policy decisions. Ethics for me means refusing to hide behind objectivity when the data is clear. When girls are steered away from science education, when women are paid less for the same work, when caregiving labor is invisible, when violence is normalized. Ethics means asking, what am I willing to risk to change this? In philanthropy, one of the ethical shifts we have made is trust-based philanthropy. I'm going to talk really loud right now. Is trust-based philanthropy in grant making, providing unrestricted operational funding to women-led organizations. I know that sounds very technical, but what it really says is, we trust you, we trust your expertise, and we will not police your survival. That is an ethical stance against patriarchy, and it's political because it redistributes power. Ethical leadership today requires more than goodwill. It requires courage. Courage to confront policies that harm women. Courage to invest in prevention, not just reaction. Courage to diversify boards, leadership, and funding pipelines. Courage to move from charity to justice. Because charity makes us feel generous. Justice will make us feel accountable. And equity for girls and women will not be achieved by comfort. It will be achieved by leaders who understand that power must be shared intentionally, transparently, and boldly. Puerto Rico does not need more statements of support for women and girls. It needs budgets aligned with equity, policies aligned with dignity, leadership aligned with courage. Ethics is not what we say in moments like this. It's what we fund, defend, and fight for when it costs us something. So I will leave you with this. Equity for girls and women all around the world will not advance because we admire it. It will advance because we choose consistently, courageously, and publicly to share power. History will not remember how comfortable we were. It will remember whether we used our influence when it mattered. Ethical leadership is not about maintaining my reputation. It's about social transformation. And social transformation will only happen when those of us with access decide that neutrality is no longer acceptable. Thank you.